The barren fields and frozen forests along Bulgaria's border with Turkey, once a highway to the EU for migrants and refugees on the so-called Balkan route. It's a route that activists, under threat of reprisals, anonymously tell us Bulgaria is trying hard to close.
I think border policies in the EU and maybe in Bulgaria in particular rely on horror and violence, and yes, the goal is to make borders as silent as possible to make sure that people do not come.
One night in late December, the horror became real. 3 Egyptian boys in their teens froze to death in the forest after their companions called for help, and help was prevented from arriving.
We immediately tried to reach the location. Because we know by experience that the emergency service are not actually helping the people. But on the way we were stopped by several border police cars and forced to turn back.
A volunteer at a charity-run medical centre tells us of a Syrian woman crossing the border on foot, pregnant with twins and badly beaten.
She had a lot of injuries. The police brought her down to the station and then to the hospital. But at that moment it was already too late, at least for the twins.
International NGOs have recorded tens of thousands of cases of alleged brutality by border guards and people being pushed back along the EU's eastern frontiers in a practice illegal under international law. Much of it is said to be happening in Bulgaria. This is where those seeking asylum are housed in the Bulgarian border town of Harmanli. Once there were thousands of people waiting here for their applications to be processed. Now that number is in the hundreds. The fall in numbers is partly the result of changed circumstances in Syria, while Europe-wide hostility to migration has likely dissuaded others. But Bulgaria's own brand of deterrence is having an effect too, even if firm evidence is hard to come by. Nobody can talk about this subject. Why? Are you afraid to talk to us about these things? Talking about these things puts me at risk. Huh? Okay. Activist groups accuse EU agencies of failing to intervene, even of rewarding Bulgaria with membership of the Schengen zone at the start of this year. The Bulgarian government wouldn't give us an interview or access to the camp, but in a statement said it acts in full compliance with international law. But ill treatment is said still to be happening along the border here, as one of the last major migration gateways to Europe slowly swings shut. Jonah, Al Jazeera, on the Bulgaria-Turkey border.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.